Norwich fans are fed up of Sunet and our frustrations are growing with Sorensen as well. Welcome back to our Canaries Walk. We are reviewing the West Brom away game. Plus, we're talking about the Christmas fixture list for Norwich, out of contract players, and what is the third round FA Cup dream tie that our Canary fans would choose, given that the draw is being made next week. We are delighted this week to have Oliver and Jacob back with us, but of course, we have our guest with us this week, which is Billy, who owns the world's largest collection of Norwich City shirts and has his own business, which we'll get into and ask him a little bit more about at the end of the video. So stay tuned, of course, for that. And if you haven't come across us yet, I'm sure you've all subscribed to Pink and another great Norwich City sites. Drop us a subscribe, drop us a like. We would massively, massively appreciate it. Right then, Oliver, you were in the away stands for the West Brom game.
Yeah.
Was it a fair point?
Yeah, I'd say so. I was actually right at the back of the away end, so I actually had quite a good view. But yeah, I'd say it was pretty decent point. They're a good side actually, to be fair, West Brom. To go there and get a point, I don't think it's actually bad as well at all.
Jacob, when I saw Gunn was back in goal, I thought, this might be a clean sheet for Norwich, but I know you conceded too. Did you look defensively more solid than you had been or not?
I think a little bit. Putting Jack Stacey into the team definitely helped out, making runs down the right wing and then crossing it into Marconis for his first goal. And on terms of Gunn, he made a few good saves, but then again, the first goal was pretty unexpected, so can't blame him on that one. And then the second goal, can't remember what happened, to be fair, but it's better seeing him in goal than Long, because then there's less criticism on the whole team. So yeah, I'm delighted to have Gunn back.
Okay. Billy, welcome to the show. Great to have along with you. The first question people are going to be asking is, how many Norwich shirts do you own?
I've got 670.
Okay. If you can beat that,
shirt,
we want it. We want to know. Here's some social media takes. Billy, I want to get your opinion on this one. Canaries Central says, I'm going to lose it over Sunet. So lackluster. And Sorensen, they both look like they don't care. Nod says, I can't wait for Sargent to be back. Okay, what's your view on Crnac? Have we seen enough of him now to declare that he's just not good enough for this level?
I wouldn't say he's not good enough for this level. I just think what you're trying to expect out of him is a bit much, if I'm being personally honest. Like, he's up there on his own. The service to him was there's people on him very quickly. So if you're asking him to turn and run, I just don't think that's really his game. He's still quite young. I think that when O'Neill came on, he stretched their defence a lot more because of his pace.
The points there are valid. Well, what about this Sorensen one though, Oliver? Sorry, Bradley, carry on. Sorry.
No, because
what about
Sorensen? People gets a lot of criticism, but it's because he goes a bit ghostly in the middle, like because he doesn't really do a lot either end. People then criticise him, but he's a bit of a silent worker, I think.
Oliver, do you agree with that?
Yeah, he doesn't. Obviously, I've had McLean. He doesn't offer a lot, but he does work hard. But I do think he used to be quite solid for us. But I think after his injuries, he's just not quite the same anymore. So yeah, I don't think he's the best. But
yeah. Okay. The table, Jacob. The top 5 now, 32 points. The top 3. Burnley 30, Middlesbrough 27. Are we now at the point in the season where we are saying you are now definitely aiming for playoffs?
Hard to say, because we're closer to relegation than we are to playoffs, because I think we're 9 points or something to playoffs and we're like 6 points to relegation. So I think mid-table right now is what it looks like, but just wait till we get our summer signings in, hopefully, and then Sargent back as well. So we'll see how it unfolds later in the season, but right now it's mid-table.
I'm not sure enough has been made of Norwich's injuries, Billy. Certainly by people that are surprised at Norwich's results. Simon says a draw against West Brom away is a good point. we get a few more players back and we'll be rocking up the table again. No team is running away with it, and we're right back in the mix. Billy, do you share Simon's optimism or not?
Yeah, I definitely took a point before the game, hands down, because it just seems whenever anyone puts a ball in the box, it's very hard in your mouth, 50-50 chance if they're getting a shot on goal. But yeah, like we are missing some key players, and it just shows how much we miss Nunes and McLean. Like, get them back, I think the team will generally look more solid.
Absolutely. I think we all agree with that one. Oliver Ruadri says, extremely entertaining, but Jesus, we're so bad defensively. Why are you so bad defensively at the moment, apart from the players missing?
It's hard to say, because you would look at it and you'd think it's fairly solid, but I would say it's due to probably a lack of protection from the front middle two in front of them. I think their right wing as well yesterday, he had the better of Fisher, and when a player's having a field day, it is hard to defend against, but maybe there's a lack of leadership. I just don't think yesterday, I know it might sound harsh, but I didn't have much confidence at all in that defence yesterday. And I do think we did miss the composure of Cordoba. It's hard to tell, because on paper you think it should be a really quite solid defence, but it's just not quite clicking, unfortunately.
Okay. Jacob has a massive chance this week to put all that right, though, as we move on through this next run of games, which we'll look at in a second. But Plymouth at home, which we're recording this, of course, before, and Luton at home, two teams that are struggling. This is a great opportunity, isn't it, to put some distance between you and that relegation zone you were talking about before?
Yeah, definitely. Plymouth are a bit shaky. They're pretty lucky to get points off Watford, to be fair, with Andre Gray's 2 goals. But these are must-win games, because Luton haven't been the best this season, and we're a bit near their quality. So games we should be looking at winning, with no doubt.
Okay, let's look at the whole Christmas fixture list, shall we? I want to get your views on some of this. First of all, the amount of games in the space of the whole of December, and if we include January 1st, there's 9 games now between this Tuesday and New Year's Day. Billy, is that ridiculous as a footballing nation? Should we be looking after our players more? Or I know as fans we love it, but is 9 games in 30 days ridiculous?
For a player, they're going to say yes, but for a fan, I think I read somewhere that there's only 2 days without any football on TV, if you include like Champions League, Europa League, etc. So for a fan, this period is like you're in the best time of your life. But for a player, yeah, I can quite imagine it gets quite tiresome.
Yeah. Oliver, this is going to stretch the squad to its limits, isn't it? Is this where we're going to find out whether the quality and your depth of squad is there?
Yeah, I'd say these 8 games are going to be really quite important for our season. And with the injuries we have already, hopefully we can remain injury-free, but saying that is probably not going to happen. But at least injured players are coming back for this sort of run of games, which is the only positive I can sort of think of. But no, I think going into this fairly positive. I think we should be looking on the bright side of things for these 8 games. Yeah.
Okay. Jacob, there's an odd fixture here with the QPR double header. It also happens with Luton as well, where you play QPR twice in 3 weeks. Do you think this arrangement? I know you have to play everyone twice, but do you think it's as an advantage or disadvantage to have these fixtures close together rather than spread out over the season? The fact that
it depends, really. Depends on what form we are and what form QPR are at. Because if QPR are on bad form, we can easily get an advantage and get 2 wins over them. But if they're on really good form coming into these games, then they can get the advantage over us, and they'll know our style of play going into it. But yeah, I see it as an advantage overall.
Okay, all right. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't yet, push the like button. We're looking for 25 likes this week. That would be massively appreciated. Also, then, we're going into the January transfer window discussions where we'll start talking about who we should sign and who we shouldn't. Before we get to that discussion on here, we're looking at the out-of-contract players in the summer, and what sort of conversations need to be starting to be had at the club at this level? There is quite a lot. There's only the only other club that's got more than this, I think, is Blackburn. So Billy, starting with that right hand side of that list with Sorensen, Hanley, all the way down to Archie Mayer there. If you're in charge of the club, who for you should be getting a conversation in the next couple of months?
Depending on what their plans are in September, or over the summer, but they've said we've got a bit of money in January. I don't think the top 4 are potentially getting offered a new deal, if I'm honest.
Ashley Barnes, no.
O'Neill, Hanley, so I think they'll just say thank you, but we're looking for more of a younger way to head.
Okay. Grant Hanley's testimonial will need to happen then, won't it? At some point. What about the other 4 then at the bottom? Springett, Tompkinson, Warner, Mayer. They get offers?
It's very slim, because I think you might offer Archie Mayer a short deal, but he didn't even get a chance. Like when Long was being poor, you think give him a chance, but he still hasn't even made a professional debut for us yet.
Okay. Oliver, I'll give you the left-hand side of that list then. If you look at Gunn, Crnac and Marcondes, what's your views on those 3? And I'll give Jacob the loan players.
Well, I'd say Gunn is a must. I think, in my opinion, he's the best keeper in the league. He's just, in 1v1s, he's solid. With his feet, he's solid. So I think that get him done before anyone else, in my opinion. Crnac, I've never really been too overly impressed with Crnac, if I'm being honest. I reckon he's on quite a hefty amount of wages as well. He's older, kind of more experienced player. So yeah, I'd say thank you, but look, I don't really think we're going to need to offer him a contract. And then Marcondes, I think he's a good squad player, so yeah, I'd offer him maybe an extra year, just to see how he does.
Okay. So off that list, we're only actually offering, I think you've only offered 3 contracts so far out of all that list. Jacob, what about the loan players then? Obviously, we're not sure whether the clubs would sell them, but would you be breaking the bank to sign any of these 3?
Depends on how Callum Doyle finishes the season. I'd get him in. Same with Slimane, because I think he's really improved our midfield. And KD Gordon, I'd send him back because he's not really done much. Then again, he's not been given a chance, but hate to be harsh on him, but it's going to have to be Doyle and Slimane for me.
Okay. Could you see Callum Doyle being sold, Billy?
I don't see it, no. I think he'll a team that goes up from the Championship would stand a bit higher chance of buying him than us, unfortunately.
Okay. But you wouldn't try breaking the bank, but you'd certainly put an offer in.
Well, I can try, but I just think for him personally, he's going to want to try and play Premier League football, and I don't think there's other teams would say no to having. If people knew that he was available to buy, I think there'd be other teams fighting for his signature. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, brilliant. All right, then that does the out of contract players. We'll be talking next week about what sort of ins and outs in January we have. Do you expect an offer for Saints coming in over in January, given the start to the season? And if so, how much would you only be willing to sell him for?
An offer will probably come in. I doubt we'll sell him. I doubt he'll actually want to go. I think he seems quite a loyal guy, so I think he will stay with us for a season. But to sell him, I reckon 25 million plus. I know it might sound extortionate, but I do think he is at that level. And then I think in modern day, that's actually not that crazy to say.
No, well, yeah, strikers who score goals are worth every penny of that, aren't they? Jacob, what price would you put? Is that
probably the same range, 20 to 25 million? Can't see us going any higher than that. And then any lower is a bit ridiculous, really. He's having the best season of his life, so there's much more to come, and he's playing at a really good level. So around that.
All right, brilliant. Thank you very much for that one. Before we let you go, then it's FA Cup draw next weekend, as we said. We're asking you to pick the side you want, and the venue that you want. What's your dream FA Cup draw? Start with you, Jacob.
I don't really know. I've been thinking about this for a little bit, but I'll go either Cambridge, Peterborough, or Northampton away. Just one of these local ones. Just why not? Let's enjoy it. Might be a good test for us, good test for them, especially Peterborough. They're having an all right season. So yeah, Peterborough away.
Peterborough away. All right. Billy.
So there's only 4 teams left that we haven't played in round 2. Harrogate, Bromley, Morecambe and Salford. So any of them 4 away if they make it through to the 3rd round.
Brilliant. Tick off some more grounds. Love that answer. Oliver?
I was thinking bigger clubs. I don't really know who's in it at this stage, but I think a dream one. Because we haven't played them probably since we lost in Prem, but Manchester United away, Old Trafford, I think that'd be a great test for us. But obviously Ipswich would be nice. Just I think any Premier League side just to give us a bit of a test, just a bit of a reality check, see how far we are from that sort of level.
All right, brilliant. Ipswich at home, I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Although they give you more tickets, don't they, the FA Cup? So Ipswich away would be good because you'd probably get 6,000, I'm guessing, and take over Portman Road, wouldn't you? Imagine. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Before we let you go, then, Billy, as thank you obviously for your comments today. Just tell us a little bit more about the shop that you have online and how can we get a Norwich shirt from yesteryear?
So I'm not a shop, I'm a collector. So the website is just displays my hobby basically. So
okay, right.
at Norwich Shirts or norwichshirts.co.uk. And yeah, I just collect Norwich City match worn and player issue shirts from my oldest is 1971 to present day.
Right. What age were you when you started this? So yes.
Well, obviously, as a normal, like you get replicas every year, and before you know it, when you get to like 20, you've got a wardrobe full. But 10 years I've been collecting now. So,
wow, that's incredible. And are you considered contacting the Guinness Book of Records? Is there such a thing for the largest collection of Norwich City shirts?
I did, but the Guinness World Book of Records is there's a different kind of record, and Classic Football Shirts have done that with I think I've got like 42,000 in their warehouse.
Okay,
so that's a bit of a loser on that one.
Okay. And the obvious question I'm sure you get asked a lot is, do you have a favourite?
I have many favourites, just depends, but obviously I like my Wes, Holties, Huckabee, Sargent. There's just too many, but I've got like Milk Up Vinyl. It's hard because I've got such a wide range, if that makes sense.
Okay, brilliant. And where can just give us the website again? People can check it out on.
So it's norwichshirts.co.uk, and then all the socials is just at Norwich Shirts.
All right, do go and check it out. Thank you so much, Billy, for that. Oliver, just how many have you got behind you there?
I don't know. They're not all Norwich ones. I'd say maybe got like 7, 8 Norwich ones, and then maybe like 13 other ones. Maybe such a random collection.
Some catching up to do there, Oliver. And Jacob, you've usually got a rack behind you as well. How many have you got?
It collapsed last time, but in terms of Norwich shirts, I think in the count I got like 18 or 20 Norwich, but then I have got other teams as well because I collect them as well.
Oh, right. Okay, fantastic. Right. Cheers for all of that, you lot. Enjoy the games this week then against Plymouth and Luton, isn't it? The weekend. We'll see you on the other side of both of those, and thank you very much for watching.